Demonstrators in Elizabeth City today gathered for a march demanding justice for Andrew Brown Jr. Religious leaders organized the peaceful event. This comes after results of Brown's autopsy were released yesterday, confirming Brown died from a shot to the back of his head. Our John Dowding was on scene this afternoon and spoke to organizers about why they're determined to keep marching.
Kayla, religious leaders and community members led a march and rally today, echoing their calls for the public release of body camera video and the officer-involved shooting death of Andrew Brown Jr. Even as rain poured down, religious leaders led members of the community through peaceful protests in Elizabeth City, leaving organizers feeling encouraged by the enthusiasm they saw.
The people that have been maintaining the spirit of this protest for 53 years are inspired by what has transpired here today.
It's been over 50 days since Andrew Brown Jr. was shot and killed by Pasquotank County Sheriff's deputies. Organizers say they won't let the weather stop them as they continue marching for full transparency.
Today, with the weather overcast, we'll still march. We have a saying, no matter what, whether it's rain, sleet, snow, thunder, or hail, we're going to march for justice for Andrew Brown Jr.
For Lois and her husband Jim, they came out to the march as a way to support the family's calls for transparency.
Everybody has a right to live, and I just don't think this was right what happened. I don't think they're being open and truthful about it.
They say they also feel encouraged by seeing the consistent marches and peaceful protests the community has had since Brown's death in April.
I think there's a movement around this state and in this country that says that we're not going to go back to the way things were as usual. We've got to make some changes. And so we continue to come out.
Next Saturday on Juneteenth, Elizabeth City plans to unveil a Black Lives Matter street art mural outside the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office. John Dowding, 10 on your side.